Hi. I'm taking my shoes off so I can get comfy. Okay. This is a very powerful channeled message, like very powerful. And I'm telling you this because I could not sleep last night. Like, this channeled message came through last night and I wrote down a script from it because that's what I do when it's not time for me to channel. I'm like resting because I took yesterday off. And I literally couldn't fall asleep. It was so potent and it just kept talking to me last night. And then eventually I finally did hypnotize myself into sleep. But then this morning I woke up super early, like literally at like 5 a.m. And I woke up like 5 times throughout the night too because it was so potent. And I was like, this channel's message has to go out. It's extremely important right now. Okay. And so we're here and we're good and I love you. Hi. I'm really excited for this message because I feel like this is a channeled message that doesn't get out too often, and I feel like there's a lot of controversial opinions of what does go out in this concept. So before we even jump into the channeled message, I kind of want to tell you what's going to make you feel extremely called to this message because yeah. Okay, so something that may be very significant for you, I'm seeing the number 333, and you also will have a very, 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 very big heart, okay? Like a very big heart. Like, you love so deeply, you long to love people. Like, longing is a word that came through for this message. Deep confirmation with that. Like, you have a very deep longing to love people and to help people, okay? Like, you're a person that wants to help people, that wants to put good into this world, that just wants to love people and help people rise, and that's going to be the most powerful calling for this message. Another confirmation that I got as I was driving here would be something to do with feathers. You may collect feathers, you may have recently found a feather, and even more potently than that, you may have recently found an owl feather, okay? Is there anything else, angels? No, okay, we're gonna jump into it. Let me eat a little bit of my whip. Okay. So my love, my angel, you're rising right now. There is a part of you that is rising and you're doing very well for yourself, okay? And you're in a very abundant, positive, beautiful mindset, okay? If this message has come across your feed, your browse search, then you're going to know that this message is for you because you're going to know and feel it, which I already will have gone over some of those things, but this will also feel very, very true for you. And it's going to feel like, almost like your inner thought conversation that you're having, and kind of like even deeper than that too. Like, it's gonna be some things that like kind of irk you a little bit, okay? But you're rising right now, okay? So that's like a for sure thing. And even if it's not like to some crazy degree, right now you feel good, okay? You feel like you're in a really good place. And here's the thing, a lot of people around you aren't doing so well right now, okay? There's a lot going on right now, and it's going to be causing a little bit of overwhelm within you and a little bit of anxiety, but you're extremely thankful right now, and you're feeling very like just like in gratitude, like deeply in gratitude of life, and just like you're feeling very taken care of and watched over by your angels. And like, even if you don't really communicate with your angels, like, you just feel in your heart that they're with you right now, and that you're moving forward in a way that you probably haven't moved forward in a very long time in your life. And you feel like, right as everything is so incredibly good and beautiful, it's like so many people's lives around you, especially those you really, really love, kind of feel like they're tumbling down. And you're also going to be someone that may possibly resonate with being a people pleaser throughout most of your life, or that you've just like loved people so much that you may have even dimmed your light for them, and it's not that you did it intentionally. Here's the thing. You weren't intentionally trying to dim your light. You were just giving your light to them because you wanted people to rise. Okay? You wanted to help them. You love. Like, that's where that longing for love comes from, right? And you just have spent so much of your life, like, just like loving people to a degree that you were like giving them so much of your energy because you just wanted to help them. You wanted them to be happy too. And like, you may have even, if you are super in depth with your spiritual journey, which I have a feeling you are, you may have even during your spiritual awakening, when you first started processing your spiritual awakening, you saw all these like codes to the universe and you wanted to tell people about them, okay? You wanted to help people. Like, that probably was your first initial thought. You were like, oh my gosh, like there's so much more to life. Like, this is so exciting. Like, I just have to tell people that this is here. Like, I can feel this energy for you, right? And you're like, oh, I just want to like help people so they can be happy too, so they can like find this cool shit in the universe. Like, you're just so excited. And then you tried to tell people about it, and they either laughed at you, or they pushed it off, or they had like an immediate response that was rejection, even no matter what they said. Whatever it was, they kind of like rejected what you were moving through and what you were experiencing. And so then you definitely shut off. And it's not that you shut off, you continued your spiritual journey, you just stopped talking to those people about your spiritual journey, and you just kept moving along with your spiritual journey, okay? Yeah. And you've gotten to a point where you kind of have realized that you can't help people onto their spiritual journey. The best way that you can help them is by allowing them to come to you as they're experiencing their spiritual journey. And that's kind of what this entire channeled message is about, okay? The channeled message that came through originally is that you cannot help those who are not willing to help themselves. And right now, the reason that this is coming through and it's so prominent for you, especially if you're like resonating with this channel and so many of these messages, is because you're rising. Like, you're hitting these breaking points that you've never hit before in your life. And you're doing so incredibly well. And your angels are here to tell you that this is a point in time where this energy is meant to be prioritizing you. This energy needs to stay focused on you, because giving it away is going to rip the ground from underneath your feet, and you're the only person who can do that. So there's like this really like just strong message from your angels that are saying the only way that you can help those people who aren't ready to help themselves is by rising. You need to continue to rise. And this is the message here today. You need to prioritize yourself and continue to put that effort and energy into yourself, because anyone that's hurting right now, and also another thing that I'm hearing is that right now you're probably getting a lot of opinions and you're probably getting a lot of projections as well from people who aren't doing so positively in their lives. And there may even be people who like see you being so positive, literally saying to you like, how are you so positive? Or coming to you and kind of just like tossing on you everything that they're going through, okay? Like, it's gonna be like a book of all the stuff that they're processing. And you're almost like, it's like a book of excuses as to why they're unhappy. And it's funny because you're gonna see this, okay? Like, if wherever you are at your spiritual journey, you're deep enough and this is why this is coming through too, because you're deep enough into yourself, into your blooming, your lotus blooming, right? That you are genuinely so aware, and you're also such a people pleaser that that you grew up being, we talked about this in like one of the last videos, I think, but just like being highly adapt to energy and like very hyper aware of when people's moods shift, or when someone's in a bad mood. You might be very, very aware. Like you might even go to a coffee shop and you can tell who's in a good energy and who's not in the entire coffee shop. You could point to any random person, right? You're going to be very, very adapt to energy. And with being so attuned to energy, you can also see that when people are throwing their things at you, instead of seeing it as like them venting, being like, oh, I'm moving through this is so heavy on me, but like I'm moving through this. Instead of them doing that, you can see it's literally like, this is this, this is this, this is this. And you can see the downward spiral that creates a tornado of anxiety within someone through the things that they talk about. Like you can literally see it happening for them, and you can see that illuminating energy that is heavy on them. Like feels like the whole world is on them, and they're letting it get heavier, because the worse it gets, the worse it gets, right? And the better it gets, the better it gets, okay? I'm being told to emphasize Abraham Hicks books right now. There's this one book that they have, I don't remember which one it is. It's probably one about emotions. I think it's a blue book. I bought it on Audible, so I'm not really sure physically what it looks like. I'm pretty sure it's blue though. And they basically they break down this like line of emotions. And the top is like positivity, beauty, abundance, joy, happiness. And the bottom is like depression and anxiety and anxious. Oh, that's the same word. And what was the other one? Anger, rage. But it like moves up the spectrum. So going from like deep dissociation and depression, you move up the spectrum to like, then you're feeling anger, and at least you're feeling something, and like then you're feeling resentment, or that's the word, whatever. Anyways, you know what I'm talking about, okay? I hope you know what I'm talking about. I hope you've read these books. But basically, like, this line is kind of where people are at and how they're shifting their frequencies, right? And how their thoughts are vibrating. They're the different levels of vibration of thoughts. And so the ones that are darker or heavier, those create that tornado, and like the worse it gets, the deeper you go down, right? And the more you allow those thoughts to be there, the darker it gets. And you can see this happening in other people. And you want to know the craziest part about this? The reason you can see this happening is because you've been there. Okay, you have been in a very, very dark place in your life where this has happened to you, and you have literally watched your entire life tumble and fall. You have watched tornadoes happen all around you. You have watched things get darker and worse. And that's how you ended up finding the point where you were like, I'm gonna choose happiness and goodness because that's gonna bring more of that towards me. The basic law of attraction, right? This is the most important basic law that you can learn in physics and in the universe. Is everything that you put out or vibrate at energetically and frequently is what comes more into you or is attracted to you, right? So when you're putting out the deeper, darker, looming energies, that's going to come and find you, and it's going to become more intense, and it's going to affect those around you if they aren't good at putting up energy shields. And when you're being really positive, that's going to find you more and more. And this is so funny because this is why people say they're so lucky, because when you believe that you're lucky, luck finds you, right? Like, it's all in your perception. And I don't know why I'm really emphasizing this, because I feel like you know all of this stuff. So maybe, yeah, that was a confirmation. You maybe totally like understand this stuff, and like this is all just confirmation for you as to like where you're truly at, because I feel like there's a large mass of people in your life that you really deeply love. This could be family, this could be friends, this could be people from your life throughout your life, that just totally don't resonate with where you're at or don't really understand because they haven't spiritually awoken yet. You know what I mean? And when you haven't started your spiritual journey, it is so difficult to understand, like especially when someone's just running around like being so positive and like, yeah, I mean, they're obviously irked and annoyed, but that actually stems from inside them because they're like, how did they get there? You know, that's what that stemming is. That's where that comes from. They just like look at you and they're like, how did you get there? How did your life get so good? Because they are spiraling in this tornado of looming thoughts, right? And so what's coming through Oh, let me breathe for a sec. Is that right now, because you're rising and doing so incredibly well, there are tons of people like this. There may even be people that are not so close to you. There might just be a lot of opinions coming towards you at this time. People that are just like I don't know, word vomiting everything to you, right? And no matter what it is, like, it's beautiful, right? Allow that word vomiting. It's so beautiful that they're able to learn to express themselves and experience themselves through the things that they choose to share. Like, that's the gift that we have with sharing stories and like sharing the things we've been through, and like how we learn to reflect upon ourselves, like, because each of us is a reflection to each other, right? Yeah, so all these energies are coming at you, but this is happening because you're rising. And so this channeled message is really here to remind you to protect yourself and your energy shields. And one, your angels are already doing that consistently all the time for you. But also, anytime that you get the chance, clear your energy. Take baths or cleanse yourself with a bath. There's something you can do. I do this when I take baths. I haven't had one in a while because I don't have a bath, and I'm so jealous of anyone that can take a bath. So please go enjoy those because I miss them. When you take a bath, you can basically at the end of the bath, after you've like soaked and everything, you can visualize with the water going down any and all energy, and you can say this out loud too. At this time, I currently release any and all energy that is no longer serving me or not serving my highest self. And then you just imagine that as the water is draining, it is taking with it all of the energy that isn't yours. I see it in like a grayish black color being pulled from my body through the water and down the drain. And that literally clears your entire system. Or you can just do a clearing hypnosis. You can imagine a white light moving all the way down your entire system. Or another thing that you can do is just wrap yourself in a shield, or ask your angels to wrap yourself in a shield. All of these are visualization techniques, but they genuinely protect you from energy. It's crazy how powerful they are if you do them on a regular basis, right? But even with all of that, there's this part of you that, like, you have such a big heart, okay? You literally love people so much that you just want to help them, and you're watching their worlds spiral. And the only thing for you to do for them is you can hold space. You are more than welcome to hold space for them if you want to, but you need to respect your boundaries as well. So only holding as much space as you can offer, and anytime that you do hold space, you need to ensure that before you do that, you check in with yourself and make sure that you're available to do that, and that that you have enough of your own energy. You need to be prioritizing yourself. And the other thing is, the main message, the thing you can do to help them the very most in this world right now is to rise. It is to be the visionary. It is to be the illuminated character in their life, because no matter what they're moving through, one, they're going to be okay, okay? Because that's part of the journey. You move through the darkness to get to the light. And we don't talk about this all the time online because social media is so weird, but like, there are so many shadow aspects of the self that we move through as beings, and you have probably moved through so much of them, and that's why you're here, and that's why you get it, right? Tell me if that's right. But basically, they're going to be okay. Like, they're moving through things because they're on their journey in their timeline, shifting through these patternings to see the patterns, and you have to allow that to happen and focus on yourself. So the number one thing that you can do is be the visionary and illuminate yourself and continue to rise. Keep rising, my love. Do not give up on your rising just because other people's things are coming up. Do not shift your focus and give them all of this beautiful energy that you've been cultivating for yourself, because that's not actually going to help them if they're looming around, or if they're in a spiraling, looming tornado of dark energy, because they're going to take all that energy that you give them and they're going to turn it into that tornado, and then it's just going to get mixed and it's going to vibrate at a lower frequency. Okay, and that's not going to help them, and it's not going to help you. So you have to shift that focus and keep working on building that positive energy, because the more positive energy that you can build, especially from the place that you're currently in right now, from that beautiful, like, big heart, just happy, lovey, like, desire to love energy, like putting all this goodness out there and this laughter and this joy and, like, you know what I mean? This good energy, like putting this out here is literally, it is contagious, and it is going to vibrate into other people because you're doing this within yourself. And that rising is going to build you to a place where actually you can maybe assist others by showing them that goodness exists, by showing them that you can be lucky, right? And you have been someone who wasn't lucky before, but you've chosen to become lucky, right? And so by doing that, you're showing literally the dichotomy of how possible it is to move from being an unlucky or lower vibrational energy to a higher vibrational energy. You are showing that it's possible to happen in one lifetime, that it's available for them, and that you can shift out of it. And by doing that, you're actually becoming this beautiful magnetic frequency that is just such a gift to this world, okay? It is, you are this, I just don't even have words. You're such a magical human being. And that goodness that you can provide, even if all it is in reflection of how much goodness is actually available to be tapped into, that's enough, right? That's enough. I don't know why, but I'm feeling called to tell you guys, or to bring Russ to the surface. I haven't talked about him yet, but he's literally like one of my favorite artists on this planet. I love that man. I love that man. And I'm telling you now, I swear to God, we are meant to be friends, or at least know each other, because I have known this since the day he first started making music. I've literally been following him forever and a day. And I was like, from day one, I was like, I love this man. Like, we're gonna be friends. And even if we're just friends energetically, I'm okay with that. But he's like living proof of this example, and I'm being told to share this with you guys because, one, like, I fully, like, I love him and he's been a huge mentor for me. But also, I think just in general, he's a huge mentor. Like, he's someone who came from absolutely nothing, and has moved himself to a place of everything. And the best part about him is that he's living proof of it through his music. Because if you go back and you listen to his really old music, and I followed him the whole time, so I even saw like the way he posted and things like that, but he literally changed his thought patterns, and he started basically self-patterning himself into the abundant life that he is currently living. And you can literally see it in his music. That's the coolest thing ever. Like, you can listen to the old songs and the stuff he used to say, and you can listen to the new ones. And if you really pay attention to the words, it is straight programming positivity into your brain. Like, that's just like so epic. And so he's living proof right now to so many human beings that you can go from nothing to everything, okay? I wish I had my roomie deck for some reason, but there's a card from nothing to everything that's standing out for me. So maybe that's something from one of your angels that you should look that up if you feel called. Okay. I love you guys. Hold on. The camera was about to restart. I love you guys so much, and I hope that this channel message has found you exactly when it needed to find you, because I just feel like we can all get so, it's hard when you're doing so well and everything around you is basically a living question to that, and you're like looking at other beings because they're looking at you, right? Like, the truth is that you're the center peak right now. Like, you're in the spotlight, and all these other beings are looking in towards you. And that's why you're seeing so much right now. That's why you're being given the gift of being that reflection for others, and why people open up to you, and how you're so available and attuned to energy is because you're actually in the spotlight right now and you just don't realize it. Or maybe you do realize it. Maybe you're actually aware that you're in the spotlight and you're like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. How much crazier is this gonna get? Like, what the heck? But it's like, it's just such a good place for you to be, and it's okay to see all that stuff happening all around you, but the most important thing is that you continue to rise, okay, my love? And remember, like, the best way that you can help people who aren't willing to help themselves is by continuing to be you and continuing to be a light, because that light and that radiation of beauty and goodness that you are is the most contagious thing that you can give into this world, and it's the most beautiful vibration that you can allow into this world also, and it's going to be the thing that continues to put you places where you've always dreamed of being. So just do not give that away to anyone else. It is meant for you. It is meant for you, and you deserve all this goodness that is coming your way, and it's in absolutely no correlation to other beings, how much goodness you have or what they're moving through, because they're on their journey too. And you just need to remember that with your big, beautiful heart that you have. You just need to remember that they're moving through things to get them to their beautiful, abundant place also. You have to move through the shadow work first, okay? And you know this, okay? You know this, okay? Deep down, like, you've moved through it and you know how hard it is. You know how difficult it is to literally, like, dig into yourself and rip all of that darkness that you have and pull it to the front and then love it, you know, and fall in love with yourself. Like, and that's one of the hardest things you do on this planet, is actually fall in love with every shadow aspect of yourself and become besties, right? Like, it's so difficult, and that's why everyone uses those excuses that they're throwing at you to not do that, because it's really, really difficult on the spiritual journey. But you have got to that point, and if you can do it, anyone can do it, right? That's what makes you and I so connected, because it's not just one person that can do it. Like, we all can do it, and being the living proof that you can do it is one of the greatest gifts that you can, like, really be in this world and give to others, especially those who aren't willing to see anything, because you just being in their life is helping them see it, even if it's just subconsciously being shown to them into their life at this current time, okay? 333 on my timer. I love you, I love you, I love you. And I really hope that this message hit you and got to you right at the exact time that you needed to hear this, so that you could continue to pour into yourself, because you deserve to be that cup that is overflowing with goodness and beauty, just as you are right this moment, but continuing to do so. Okay, I love you so, so, so much. I think I've said that like 1,000 times, but I hope you guys know, like, I literally love you. Like, this, I'm still so in awe in everything that's happening right now in life, and I just, again, I'm giddy, cute, and happy. Like, I went to the beach yesterday with my best friend, and I was just like, I'm just a little happy mushroom bubble. Everyone calls me a mushroom, but I'm also just like, I'm just a little mushroom girl, and I love them. I'm like a mushroom advocate. But I was just like this little happy, like, jumpy around mushroom, and I've just been so excited, and it's because of you guys, and because of me too. I'm gonna be honest, it's also mostly because of me, but also because because you and I relate, you know what I mean? And we're reflections of one another, and if I'm feeling this way, I know you're feeling this way too. And yeah, life is just so beautiful, and I love you guys so much, and I literally journal about you guys every day. I get really excited, and I'm like, I don't know what's happening, but I'm so happy, and I love them, and I love this community. I've never had a community like this. Like, I journal about you guys, because I love you guys so much. Okay, I'm gonna end the video now, because I'm just ranting about how much I love you guys, which is an okay thing to do. It's totally okay, right? I love you. Okay, I will see you guys in the next message.